The confidence is literally already inside of yourself. You just have to tap into it to make you a power and limitless being. Okay. And in this video, I'm going to show you how. Number one, write this down. Get your pen and pencil, whatever, ready. Okay. I'm going to write it down with you. Okay. Number one is to care less. I want you to care less about what you're posting online. Of course, you're going to keep in mind what you're posting, right? So that means I post because I want to leave back a legacy for my children, my grandchildren, or even for people, so they have more knowledge of who I am and what I'm doing, things like that, right? That's why I post. So no matter what I'm going to post, it's going to be post with integrity and honesty and transparency and as who I am, okay? Like my full authentic self. So whatever that looks like to you, I want you to start showing up as him or her, as that being today. I want you to show up as that person today. And let me tell you, when you do, you are going to be so happy that you decided to post in your most authentic self. You're going to be so happy that you decided to post in your most authentic self. Why? Because you're no longer seeking validation from others like your family, your middle school, your high school friends to like and engage with your post. That's also a fear blockage that is blocking you from posting what you need to post in order to be successful online. So, the number two is to release fear blockages. Release fear blockages. So, I actually started a personal branding Instagram, another one, because I had like three different Instagrams, right? Because I'm also a photographer. So I started a new Instagram for my personal branding coach, and it was actually going really well. I had about 500 followers on there. It was like 488 when I deleted it, and it was a whole different target audience, people who I've met in person, some of them who I just met online, and then just others I just followed and things like that, right? So that's what the target audience consisted of. But I had an epiphany like 2 weeks ago, and I was just like, you know what? I literally have a personal Instagram account. I'm a personal branding coach. There's so many other things that I do besides coaching. And I want my clients, my target audience to know, like, oh, she is who she says she is. She's just not making up numbers. Like, no, like she does this. Okay. And so, in order for me to show up as her and to become her, like I had to think of what my highest self would do. And I deleted my coaching Instagram account that I worked so hard for 3 months for. It is what it is. And I went over back to my personal account and I started posting there more. Okay. Yes, my middle school and high school quote unquote friends still follow me, but I cannot allow that to hold me back any longer. And that's also why I started a new account, because I didn't want those people to know like what I was doing and things like that. Yes, I consider myself a private person, but I also didn't want them to ruin my engagement, because if you know, okay? And I just didn't want to deal with any of that. But I later got rid of that feeling, that fear blockage that was holding me back, and I just said, whatever. I said, whatever. I can either block them if they're negative, if they DM me negative things, or they can just keep watching like they've been doing without interacting. Or I can just leave them be and keep gaining new followers, new clients, new awareness, things like that, without even thinking twice about who's following me. And let me tell you, I also received a thought in my mind during a meditation one day. And I was just like, do those people even care as much as I think they care? And the question and the answer is no, they don't care. Okay. People don't care. Everyone has their own burdens or own worries that they're worrying about. People don't care about you as much as you think and about what you're doing. And if they do, they need to mind their own, because there's 1,001, 1,000,001 other things to worry about besides what Sally Sue and John are doing. Okay, point blank period. So after I got rid of that little fear blockage, I just started posting and I said, you know what? It is what it is. And once I did that, y'all, I just feel good. Like I feel great. I'm being my most authentic self. I'm telling my story. I'm doing my thing on my Instagram page and even TikTok. And there's just more confidence there that has always been there, but I didn't tap into it because of that fear blockage. So, in order to become that business leader or business owner, that content creator, that podcaster, that you want to be, number one, I'm going to need you to start caring less. Number two, I'm going to need you to release the fear of blockages. And number three, I'm going to need you to validate yourself. Validate yourself. So online, we become validated with like likes and follows and comments and things like that, right? But as I've grown more as a social media manager and just as a person who is just like a consumer of online, because that's like my business is to be online. I've learned that likes and comments and followers as a metric, as how successful I'm doing in my business, it's not a great metric to be measured in, right? So once I flipped that perspective and I viewed my success metric as emails and DMs, and even in person, people are like, hey, I follow your Instagram account. I really like your content. Or someone who just comments or DMs me, hey, I really enjoy your content. That for me is successful. The fact that I am helping people and I'm giving them value is what helps me, right? I had a content strategies workshop last week and I had 10 people sign up from online. Okay. None of those people did I know in person. And none of those people I share the workshop to in person. Like I didn't do any of that. I'm going to grab me some water because my voice is starting to get a little bit crazy. Thank you for that. I don't know any of those people that signed up, right? So the fact, and that was the first time I did that. And you know how I did that? I overcame that fear blockage. The first time of me gaining 10 people to a workshop online is because I know my target audience. I know what words they need to hear, and I know what words I need to say to make them feel comfortable in order to sign up for a free workshop for me, even though it was free. Disclaimer, my second workshop is going to be paid. But like that's amazing. And then the workshop was online. So, had I kept that fear blockage and had I cared about what I started posting on my personal account, on my TikTok, on my YouTube, I wouldn't have received those people coming to my workshop, right? And even then, there's so many opportunities that you're missing because of the fear blockage of you not posting it on your socials. You can be missing a brand deal, a sponsor deal, a new client, more customers, more people for your newsletter, your YouTube. Like the list goes down the drain. But the fact that you're overthinking your content, it's what's holding you back, and you're not starting your content because you're like, oh, it has to be so professional. Oh, it has to be this, it has to be that, it has to be that. I'm literally recording this YouTube video with my phone and I'm going to upload it as a podcast on my Spotify, into Apple Spotify. Like, start with the resources that you have. You literally have everything you need right now in this moment. Okay. My name is Sydney. I'm a personal branding coach and I help business leaders, content creators, and podcasters find their tribe online. I actually have a program that will help you with your personal brand, and part of it is social media consulting, social media management if you need it, systems with AI, your brand identity, as well as photography service if you are local to me. So that is a great program that I am doing for my coaching clients, and I invite you to try it out and to see and to grow your clientele base. It's not about the quantity of your clients, but the quality of your clients. You can have 5 clients and you can be making 100 grand a year. You can have 5 clients and you can be making $2,000 a year, right? So it's really up to you. Mhm. So, number one is to care less about the content that you're posting, right? Number two is to release those fear blockages. And number three was to validate yourself, validate your content. Number four, number four, and I just thought of this literally out of nowhere. It's to literally, I'm going to say that most used word again is be your most authentic self. Like, be your most authentic self. Like, what is it that you want to do? And I know, like, I get overstimulated with content online with like, why this, why that. But the thing is like, that stuff is so important to know because it's literally your purpose and your mission. And if you're literally going throughout life without knowing your purpose or your mission, I hate to say it, but it's like, what are you really living for? Like, I'm the type of person, it's like I need a mission, I need a goal to fulfill me, to help me be satisfied. And so, like, my visions and my goals, that's what motivates me. I'm a very self motivated person. So, what gets me up in the morning is that it's a brand new day to go after my dream and to go after my vision and to change the world. Okay. Helping clients for me, like increase their income or building out systems for them, like operations, or even just helping them with their personal brand or just as a life coach, that makes me happy. Like that satisfies me. Like y'all have no idea. It literally is, I'm about to start crying. Like me helping people out live a better life gives me fulfillment. Like that makes me happy. So, what is something that literally makes you want to start crying? Like I almost did, right? What is something that you literally wake up for and it's like, man, I have to do this because if I don't do this by the time that I go, like that I transition into the spiritual world, like will I regret my life in those few moments that I have left? No, you don't want to regret anything. You actually want to go after what is calling you. If there is something that is calling your name when you wake up in the morning, whether it's like, oh, I want to travel the world, I want to help people learn how to blog, I want to just something. Like, what is that something that you wake up in the morning and it's just like you always, it's always on your mind and it's always on your heart when you wake up in the morning? I literally invite you to go after that. And that is when you are living your most authentic self. People don't know what living authentic means. It doesn't mean that you're being rude for the sake of, oh, I'm just being myself. Like, no, you're just actually being mean and you're being rude. No, that's not living authentic. Authentic is living in your truth. It's living in your most highest self. Like, what would your highest being do, say, talk, walk? How will they carry themselves? What type of job does your highest self have? Right? My highest self has a job where I work for myself and I work with my clients and I help people build out systems. I help people build out their personal brands or just life coaching in general. That's my highest self. My highest self is acting and modeling, which I am a sign actor and model, things like that. That's my highest self. My highest self is living and being creative full time. That inspires me. When I wake up, I am inspired to think of something new to create. I love creating. I love being paid for creating. If you feel as though you cannot be paid as an artist or as a content creator, you are limiting your mind. You are limiting yourself and you're not going to achieve what you want and desire because you are literally telling yourself it's not possible. But once you tell yourself that it's possible and that you can achieve everything that you desire, let me tell you, you are going to receive that. I actually have a subliminal out for the, it's called the Lucky Girl Syndrome subliminal, and it helps you eases your mind, release negative energy. You'll be thinking positive thoughts. You'll will attract positive opportunities to you. You will attract abundance to you. You will attract money into your bank account. It's called the Lucky Girl Syndrome. It's my subliminal, my first one that I've released out. Go ahead and take a listen to it. I loved making it, and in fact, I'm going to make more just because I'm always listening to subliminals myself. And I just had an epiphany like, you know what? I wonder how more powerful it would be if I would create my own. So go ahead and take that a listen and let me know what you think. Write it in the comments and things like that. So, number one is to care less. Number two is to release fear blockages. Number three is to validate yourself. Number four is to live in your most authentic self. And number five, is the number five? No, is to repeat those four steps. Once you start caring less about what others think of you, you are going to subconsciously release fear blockages, which then you will validate yourself and your worth and your boundaries, which then you will be living in your most authentic self. See how I did that? It's literally a full circle. It's a circle of life, honey. So I trust that this video will help you listen to this advice or just throw it in your ear out the other. But I'm telling you, it's this advice is going to get you, is going to get you, it's going to get you a brand deal. It's going to get you a sponsor deal. It's going to get you new clients, new customers. The simple the fact of you caring less about what is who's watching your content and you're posting, you're adding value and you're being your true self, you are going to automatically attract your tribe to you as a personal brand. Go ahead and do that today and start now. Thank you so much. Bye. Mwah.